So this video was originally recorded on one day as the whole works in one piece, but with the intention of splitting it into several. So in one video I will be doing pitman arm and drag link. In the other video I'll be doing tie rod ends. This video is about the tie rod ends. Alright, back for another video. This is not a desk job this time. Today's the day I'm going to start trying to do tie rod ends and drag links. Currently I have two tie rod ends for my 6-wheel drive Land Rover Perentie Ambulance. I also have a 4x4 Land Rover Perentie GS. Both of them need all the tie rod ends and all the drag links done. I am expecting parts to arrive today, but I have two tie rod ends to start with. Now I've been out and bought a couple of things like a tie rod separator, which is what you want to use instead of a hammer. Just trust me, use one of these things. So I just got a text message telling me that my additional parts are on board with the driver for delivery today, and it's about 8 o'clock in the morning and I haven't had breakfast, so I'm going to sit on my ass and wait for stuff to show up.
2 hours later.
So my patience paid off. The delivery arrived. Now these are the two ball joints I have currently, and they have grease nipples in them, and rumour is that they last forever provided you keep them greased up. Alright, well today's the day. We're going to rip them off. The spiders have apparently gone ballistic on this thing. We'll figure that out later. I'm back on the GoPro. The audio may be different. It's also spring, so everybody's mowing their grass, so you'll hear that in the background too. Not much I can do. Let's get under here. Firstly, we need to get the split pin off, which is a massive one. That's probably because I had to take this off to free it up and adjust it, but tie rod shouldn't do this either. So these guys are a bit knackered. It's coming. There we go. Got that bit. I think we're a 19. There we go. That's good. And whack the forks in there. Come on, tie rod, you can pop off anytime you feel like it. I'm putting an awful lot of force on this. I need to make sure everything is actually where it should be. It appears to be. Let's keep going. There we go. She jumped right out for me. Beautiful. Let's go do the other side. Right, I'm ducking around the fuel tank here. This Ambo has fuel tanks left and right. Let's get a pair of angled side cutters here. There we go. Hopefully the lawnmower doesn't find that. Better it will. There'll be more things to fix. Our friendly magpies have spotted me doing something different, and they're worried about it. Might almost be time for the German profanities again. Give me a minute. Yep, swearing at it worked. I'm using the 19mm side to loosen this up. That's very loose. Let's go back over there. Need to really jam these forks in properly. There we go, that's more like it. We are on there, we're all in the right spot. There we go. Feels like that's popped. And we're out. Here's our tie rod off. I'm going to start with one end of this. I'm going to whack it in the vise. We're going to get this tie rod end out. So these have a left and a right hand end. The idea is you can roll this around when these are loose and adjust the length in and out, which adjusts your toe setting, basically your wheel alignment. That's about all you've got the option to do without shims in this thing. I have had this off in the past and loosened it up, but it shouldn't be too hard to get off. Let's try 11mm. That looks like that's probably about the way to go. Yep. You can loosen this one off a bit. Now, you shouldn't be able to do this with a ball joint. Least of all, not that. So these are more than shagged. Alright, so before we do much else, we're going to measure it, because you need the toe out to be about 1.2 mil, I think. There's not a lot of tolerance for error in these. A little bit of distance is a big thing. This is my grandfather's old Fiat tractor measuring tape, one of the things that he had because he put together some of the first Fiat tractors in Australia. Alright, now we've measured. We're going to have a bit of a look here. I'm going to try and see if we can get this off. It's going to come off easy by the look of things. That's nice. Got to move it back in the vise. Yeah, judging by the way this one's going, pretty sure this is the left-hand one, as this would normally be tightening up. Nice clean thread on that now. That's a good sign, clean thread. Right, there's our old ball joint, which is shagged. Now these type, I've only got 2 of these. These are the good ones. These have a grease nipple in the bottom here. That is very, very handy because they pretty well last forever if you keep them greased. And of course I don't have anything the right size. This guy up here might be why I'm in here. I need separate grease nipple spanners. In any case, these don't have grease in them yet. You've got to pack some in. I'll do that with a grease gun before this goes back in service. And knowing me, I better tighten these grease nipples up before I get too far along. That one looks like it's a funny threading. So that should be the way to go in. Yep, that's definitely our left-handed one. Okay, let's find something to tighten that grease nipple up. I think it goes as small as 1/4 inch, which is actually too small for that. Assuming they're metric, let's try an 8 mil, which I think is going to be too big. Yes, so we're going to have to go imperial size even if it doesn't work out. Let's try 5/16. 5/16, ironically, is too big. 1/4 inch is too small. What size are these damn things? As much as people are going to scream at me, my options are pliers or nothing at this point. So let's get that firmly in there. Now, before we go much further, we're going to put grease in it. This is marine prop shaft grease, or lithium ag grease, you could call it too. But I use this in the Argo. Alright, I think that's probably going to be enough. That's about 8 or 10 pumps. We'll squeeze a bit of pressure out of that. It's got grease in it, I guess. So that's going to go up. I can't really work it round, I'm not that strong. That's right, left-hand thread. Left-hand threaded stuff. I mean, I can see where it's useful here, but still irritating. So, take a look here. So we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll have the opportunity to adjust this as it goes in anyway. So what I'm probably going to do is leave these loose when I put it in so I can roll that bar around, and then I'll tighten them up once it's in. This one is potentially worse than the other one. Yeah, it's pretty horrible. There we go, we're out. Let's go in. We should go in this way. Looks pretty good. Well, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's feeling firm in there. Let's give this a bit of a push to push a bit of air out. Give it one more pump. 9 pumps of grease. Make that 10. I have 6 threads out. So we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 more turns. Maybe one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 threads out. We're on the wet side again, which is likely dried off a little bit. And stick this up on the arm there, drop you in. And crap, I forgot the washer. And I just dropped the castellated nut. We'll be back in a minute. Alright, we're over on the passenger side now. It's where we find out how far out of alignment we are, which is a little bit. And I've left the castellated nut on here just to protect the thread. But because we're loose, we can roll this around and pull it in. See how that pulls in nicely? And then we can undo this, hopefully not lose it, and drop this side in. There we go. Roll it in a bit more. This is why I didn't want to do it on the hoist, because you'd have a hard time getting this in like this. That's too far that way, how far that way. That's about right there, somewhere in the middle. That should be pretty close to my alignment. Because we're sitting on the ground and this thing's like getting up to 4.5 ton, it's not going to be moving anywhere. I'm going to recycle another washer. Just had a conference with my senior technician and he's off to go and get a torque wrench. Do that up till we go firm, and then we'll start to tighten everything up. Alright, so I ducked around the other side to do the other one. I spared you the pain of watching me do that. Shockingly, these also have an 11mm head on the bolt, as well as an 11mm nut. So I've tightened these up as well. There's no split pin in them yet because I'm waiting on the torque wrench. So we'll do them up and then we'll get our split pin through them. But that's pretty much done. So that's good. Yeah, we've got some more stuff to do. Alright, we've torque wrenched this one to 40 foot-pound. Now we've got to do the split pin. Where are we? Going in that way. Kind of saved you the footage of the torque wrench because there wasn't really a good spot to put the camera that wasn't in the swing radius of it. Alright. Sometimes I lose the ability to talk when I'm thinking. This is twisted around, there we go. And we'll do the other one. Go around that way a bit. Okay. Right, now we're going to do the other side. Okay, so the GoPro went flat halfway through tightening up the nut on the pitman arm, but it's on and that washer's bent over. So we're going to take it for a test drive soon, and I'm just going to go over quickly what I've done so I know I didn't mess up. So I tightened the nut on this side and I've put the pin through. I remember that clearly. The same thing on this end. I think pretty right. I aligned that. I tightened up the nuts on both the tie rod and the drag link. We're pretty much central here. So yeah, see how we go. I might take it for a test drive shortly and see how we go.
2 hours later.
Alright, we're back from the apprentice pickup and we've done quite a bit of driving. It's definitely lighter on the steering. It's not wavering and following the camber like it used to. It is still pulling to the left slightly. Not entirely a bad thing. Most guys that will do a wheel alignment will try and set it up to drift off the road if you fall asleep rather than into oncoming traffic. I really don't like either of those situations, so I'd rather have it nicely aligned, but we'll get there. But I think I'm going to have to go to somebody that's got the correct equipment for that. But so far, it looks like it's been a pretty successful change.